This is gonna be a funny thing to reference, but think about those old popsicles. You laughing, but I'm serious. Think about those old popsicles. Who were the characters always on them?
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the Panel the Player podcast, episode 3. Man, what a week. What a week. We got a lot to get into today. But before we do that, let's introduce ourselves. I'm your host, Q, and with me, as always, is
Our other host, Jay.
All right. Perfect. So, Comic-Con was this week. Son, to say it was amazing, that'd be an understatement. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. This episode will be Comic-Con heavy. Let me just tell you guys that this episode is going to be Comic-Con heavy. This is a Comic-Con recap episode. We'll switch it up a little bit, but you know, we're still going to get to gaming because that's the core of our show is gaming, but we talk about other things as well. So let's get into it, son. You ready? All right. So first up, the big one, Avengers Doomsday. Not only did they release their trailer this week, but they were at Hall H at Comic-Con. And let me tell you, they brought pretty much the whole crew with them. And, you know, there's a leak trailer, which I'm not going to get into, but if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, man. But let's break down this trailer first. We get to hear Doom's voice, and I am surprised. You couldn't have convinced me that was Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I didn't know who it was, honestly.
I know. Man, he switched his voice up, and it sounds amazing. It actually sounds kind of scary. But then maybe that's the version that they're going for on Doom. I don't know, kind of like a more.
He's always had like this intimidating voice. You know?
Yes,
it's regal but intimidating.
Yeah, that's it.
And I like the accent they give him, because surprisingly, not a lot of adaptations of Doom give him an accent.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly it. His accent, along with the tone of his voice, makes it. I'm like, man, is that RDJ? You know, I had to look it up, and yeah, they said that was him. But I mean, to see all of them in his trailer, and I know we'll talk about it later, who else has been confirmed, but to see the Fantastic Four, you know, some of the X-Men, I mean, you saw Gambit and Shang-Chi fighting, and I'm like, man, and I know you haven't seen Shang-Chi, you need to check that out, son, because that movie's pretty good. That movie is pretty good. Yeah. When you get a chance, check it out. Matter of fact, if any of you guys out there, if y'all haven't seen it, check it out. I mean, that movie's pretty good. But this trailer revealed a couple things, to me at least. One thing being that Thor, it seems as if Thor's kind of like the central guy trying to put everybody together, you know what I mean? Because it seems like he's the one who's dealt with everything from an Avengers standpoint. And I know Falcon's there and all that, but the big reveal was the fact that Steve Rogers is back. Now notice, I didn't say Captain America. I said Steve Rogers.
Yep, that's just like in the comics. Like, Steve got done playing Cap.
Yeah.
Like, that got passed down to Sam, and I'm hoping that they keep it like that.
You know, they should. They really should. I know we talked about it last week. We didn't get in depth or anything like that, but they should. I think they should keep Sam as Captain America. I mean, and I think, and you know what? Honestly, I think they will. I do, because just looking at it, I mean, there was nothing about Steve that said Captain America. Now, if anything, and I know this is the rumor going out, Nomad, right? Yeah, so that's the rumor. Whether they go that route, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say, but I don't know if they're gonna go that route. But I wouldn't be mad if they did. But we'll see. But also on here, you get the return of like some of the original people that played like characters in X-Men, like Rebecca Romaine as Mystique. I mean, come on. I thought they may have went Jennifer Lawrence, maybe, because she played her in the First Class, but I guess that was supposed to be before. I don't know. But I was kind of surprised to see that. Pleasantly surprised. Of course, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen back as Magneto and Professor X. In Gambit, Channing Tatum still playing Gambit after Wolverine and Deadpool. Now that was a surprise. That was a surprise. They should. He did a good job. Yeah, he did a good job in Wolverine and Deadpool. Yeah, he did a real good job in there. But but this trailer, it did get me hype. It did. I'm not gonna lie. It got me hype. I mean, that part, and I'm not spoiling anything because it's in the trailer. I mean, you can see it. The part with Thor, uses the Stormbringer to try to strike Doctor Doom, and he literally just put a hand up, and it was like, ooh wee. And Thor was mentioning something that he's like, this is like the scariest or most powerful person that he's faced, or something like that. I mean, man, they are bringing it with him. I expect Doom to be like a tough villain.
As he should be.
Yeah, he definitely should be. It's interesting that they pivoted from Kang. I wonder how that would have went if it would have still been Kang with the storyline. And of course, it would have differed, but I wonder if they would have made him just as powerful, which probably. But I just really, I will be curious to see how that would have went. Of course, we don't get that opportunity. For one reason or another, we're not getting into any of that stuff. That's not neither here nor there. We are where we are, and where we are is Doomsday. Doomsday is upon us, and I'm excited. Now, speaking of day, out of that, we got the confirmation that Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, and Haley Atwell, which is Peggy Carter, they both are confirmed to be in Doomsday. I mean, I think Kevin Feige was on stage at Comic-Con and he said that like this was the biggest cast ever, which I'm like, man, I didn't think anything would top Endgame. But apparently that's what they're going for. They're trying to top what they did in Endgame. That remains to be seen if they do, but they're trying, and you give them props for trying.
Gathering on, it does seem like that it will be just a smidge bigger than Endgame. It's not gonna be that much bigger, I don't think, but I do think it will be bigger.
Mm.
In terms of just pure casting,
yeah,
I think it will be bigger.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, just by the characters, the actors that appeared at Comic-Con, I mean, there was a ton of them. And I'm like, man, and that wasn't all of them.
Nope.
Yeah, that wasn't all of them. Some of them were missing. And like I said, this is getting me hype. It's getting me hype. I mean, I think that trailer had like 40 million views in like a day. That's insane. 40 million views in a day.
You can't really be surprised at that because it is the MCU and it is like the next step of the MCU.
It is. And then to think about this, next year at this time we'll be getting hyped with Secret Wars.
Hopefully.
My only thing is, and it's not confirmed, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but Spider-Man more than likely won't be in Doomsday.
From the seams of it, I don't think he is.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. I don't, and that's a bummer, man. I want to see Peter in there, but we got other characters that we can look at and everything. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. But staying with the Marvel thing now, this man, look, for this one right here, this blew my mind. We knew Black Panther 3 was coming. What we didn't know was who was going to play T'Challa, or T'Challa Jr., whatever you want to call him, T'Challa's son, whatever. So now, David Johnson, he's been cast as T'Challa's son in Black Panther 3, and it will release in theaters on December 15, 2028. Son?
So pretty much 2029.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Well,
2 weeks away from that.
we've waited this long. Like,
Hey,
can Ryan go 3 or 3 is the question.
you know what? I think he can. I mean,
think he
that
can too.
dude's a heck of a director. And David Johnson, I'm not familiar with his work, so I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, he's a tremendous actor. I'm not familiar with his work. I think they say he was in Alien, Romulus, and
The Long Walk.
The Long Walk. Yeah, The Long Walk. I haven't seen either one of those films, but I think he has the look, right?
He definitely does. He's a lot more muscular than he looks. Like, I think he has like a kind of sleeper build, it looks like.
Yeah. And then, of course, by the time the cameras start rolling, they're probably going to start filming like the summer of next year or something like that. So even if he wasn't, he'll pick up weight and he'll get toned up and things like that. He'll be fine. Physique wise, I think he'll be fine. But his look, at first when they first saw it, I know we were saying Damson. But when I first saw it, and you know my reaction, I was like, who is this? I'm just kind of like, ooh. But then the more I saw it and I watched him and I looked at a couple of things, I was like, you know what? Not bad. I'm excited for him. And he's a British guy. And you could tell when they introduced him, he was so humble, man. He looked like he was about to tear up. And I like that when an actor just actually shows the human side of it. Like, man, he's so grateful. And you could tell he's not going to take it lightly.
Like, thing is, even though he's been in The Long Walk and Alien,
yeah,
like, this could be his big breaking point, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, this is where his chance to show everybody what he's got.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, this could kind of catapult him. I mean, let's face it. Let's be honest. When Chris Hemsworth was cast as Thor back in the day, I didn't know who the guy was. Now look at him. So yeah,
it can be said definitely about most of the MCU, though.
Yeah, a lot of them. I mean, some of them were already established. Some of them were, in that kind of like middle tier, not just A-list or anything like that. But they had movies that you knew about. You knew them about, like when Chadwick was cast as Black Panther. Of course, everybody knew who he was. The man played Thurgood Marshall, James Brown, Jackie Robinson. Everybody knew who Chadwick was. But like when Chris Hemsworth was cast, I didn't know who he was. When Tom Hiddleston was cast as Loki, I didn't know who he was. So it could catapult your career. I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for it. We'll be seeing that on opening day. So I'm ready for it. And like you were saying, can Ryan Coogler go 3 for 3? I think he will. I'm just interested in the storyline that they're gonna, go with, which way they're gonna take.
This takes place after Secret Wars, at least in release.
It does, and that's what's interesting. That is interesting. Now, there's no doubt that he would have some part in Secret War some way, right? I doubt if he's an Endgame. I don't think he's an Endgame at all.
Doomsday?
Yeah. Oh God, I said Endgame, didn't I? Who? Doomsday. Sorry about that. Doomsday. I don't think he's in Doomsday, but I do believe
Might
he'd
have
be
a
in Secret War.
cameo.
Yeah, maybe some
Recent.
sort of cameo. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see some sort of cameo. Yeah, but yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting. I'm ready for that, man. I can't wait. 2028, almost 2029. Man, that seemed like a long time, but it'll fly by. It'll fly by. All right. And also, while we're on the news of casting, Ryan Gosling, he's been officially cast as Ghost Rider.
Time.
It is about time. It is about time. And that's going to release in 2028. I'm not sure if they have an actual date on that, son. I don't know if they have an actual date on that or not.
But I'm assuming summer or I was gonna say October, but then you have immediately followed up by Black Panther.
No, yeah, I think summer of 2028. Yeah, I think summer of 2028. Now, with him being cast this early and Secret Wars coming out in 2027, I think he probably will appear in Secret Wars.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think he'll have a little part, a cameo or something in Secret Wars. Now, which Ghost Rider is it? Is it Johnny Blaze? Is it? I mean,
I'm assuming Johnny because Johnny's the blonde, you know. Like
yeah,
they can easily dye Ryan Gosling's hair
of
and have
course.
him be Danny. But
Of course.
thing is, Danny kind of sucks. like he doesn't do anything unique. And Robbie is Hispanic, so
yeah. So you just saying by what is it called when
Process
you do
of
process of
elimination.
elimination that it's gonna be Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, that's something people have been waiting on Ghost Rider for a while. People have been waiting on Ghost Rider.
Because when you think about like before the MCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who were the 4 most popular Marvel characters?
Well, that's a good question.
Like to me, it was Wolverine, Hulk, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider. It was those 4. Those were the 4 most popular Marvel characters, like pre-MCU.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's an argument that you could say Iron Man or Captain America, and that's even before the MCU. But I get what you're saying for sure.
Think it's gonna be a funny thing to reference, but think about those old popsicles. You laughing, but I'm serious. Think about those old popsicles. Who were the characters always on them?
Okay, I got you. I see your logic.
And remember that one? There was this one animation movie put out. It was Wolverine, Spider-Man, Hulk, and Ghost Rider fighting some Sentinels, I think. It was the one where Hulk was like, Hulk smash Big Metal Man, and then left at a Sentinel.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like those 4 were like, they were even the Fantastic Four for a while, quote unquote.
Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. Now that I didn't know. So I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I know everything inside out and like that. No, I didn't know that. Huh, that's interesting. All right. Well, let's move into a little bit more on this Comic-Con. Let's go to the DC side of things. And then so Lanterns they released a new trailer as well. And, you know, we're DC guys. I mean, we like them both. So we don't want anybody to say, oh, you like that. No. We like them both. But I tend to lean more to DC simply because more of the characters I like are on DC. Now, the Lanterns trailer, it revealed a lot. It revealed that John and Hal are looking for manhunters. And we also got our first look at Sinestro. Looks like he's in a prison. More than likely he's in a prison or something. So, and then when we've already known this, but of course Hal is training John to take his place. So that's what we know. We know that he's doing that. But what we didn't know was like, who are they looking for or anything? But they're looking for the manhunters. And I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. Yeah, I think it goes a little deeper than that.
They're misinterpreting something, and it's gonna be white Martians.
Oh,
and that's gonna introduce Martian Manhunter.
Oh.
So that's one of the theories I've seen, but
Okay.
I think that'd be interesting. But I don't think it's what's gonna happen. You know.
That would definitely be interesting. That'd be definitely interesting if they go that route. Now, whether they will or not, I don't know. Another thing, we got a good look at Hal's suit when he was talking to Sinestro. You know, to me, it could have been better, but I'm not gonna complain because I don't think that'll be like the suit when John finally suits up, to which they didn't show that. Which I'm glad. You got to keep some things. I mean, we're less than a month away from the show debuting on HBO Max, so you got to keep some surprises. But I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. I got to be honest with you. I'm ready for that more than Doomsday. Yeah, that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. That's just the DC in me, son. That's just the DC in me. So I'm looking forward to that. It comes out, I believe, August 16th when it starts streaming. And I'm pretty sure they're going to do, it's on HBO, so I'm pretty sure they're going to do the thing to where they release, an episode a week. So what I might do is just let it kind of
build up.
Yeah, build up a couple episodes, then kind of binge that thing. Yeah.
Well, good luck avoiding all those spoilers.
I know it'll be hard. I know. So I might just let it only get about 2 episodes in, and then just go ahead and start binging it. But I'm excited for that. Guy Gardner will be in there. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a big role in there, but at least he'll be in there. So you get 3 lanterns in there. You get 3 Green Lanterns in there. And I know you wish they would have gave Kyle some love. And like I told you earlier, I was like, hey, maybe there's some kind of little snippet of him in there, just something in there. Yeah, I wouldn't either. But hey, stranger things have happened. So yeah, stranger things have happened. So we don't know. We wait. We will wait and see. Now, here's something interesting that I came across. Adria Arjona, who's playing Maxima in Superman Man of Tomorrow. I know she was rumored to be playing Wonder Woman. Yahoo came out with a little article. She kind of dodged the question when they asked her, but she did give James Gunn and Peter Safran praise. To me, I don't know if they would cast her as Wonder Woman as well as Maxima, because they will be in the same universe. Now, if they're in a different universe, maybe, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be in the same universe. So I don't know how that will work. I don't want to say, oh, that's Cap. I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know how that would go. I mean, it'd be the same as, Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark and Dr. Doom. And I know And son, you and I were talking about if he's going to show his face or not. So that would be one of the ways of them keeping it from Iron Man and Doctor Doom, Tony and Victor, if he just doesn't show his face at all. But I don't know.
His face is like super messed up. So like I feel like with enough makeup they can make it seem like, yeah, this doesn't look like Robert Downey Jr. at all.
Yeah, a whole different guy. A whole different guy. That'll be interesting if they did that. If they went that route with it, just to kind of ignore him playing Tony Stark at all. Yeah, that'll be different. That'd be a different take. But back to Adria, I don't know. I doubt if she'll be playing Wonder Woman. She just kind of said, kind of like basically a no comment type of thing. She was joking with the reporter and said, "Well, I'm gonna go now," and walked off and came back and kind of talked about Peter and James Gunn.
I think she knows who is playing Wonder Woman, but I don't think she herself is playing Wonder Woman.
Interesting. And she may know. She may or may not. We'll see. All right. And then so another rumor going around is Armor Wars. Now that movie show, whatever route they're going, it's been in development for I think at least 2011, 2012 or something like that. But there's a new rumor suggesting that they're once again reworking it, and they're just kind of rebooting Tony Stark. Instead of the movie focusing on Rhodey, now the report is suggesting that it's going to introduce a rebooted Tony Stark. I don't know. I don't know. I know the original concept on it, it was supposed to be Don Cheadle returning as War Machine, and it was going to be a story that was going to deal with the consequences of Tony's tech falling into the wrong hands after he died in Avengers. Rhodey, he would have been the one tracking down and getting a stolen tech and making it very much his own story. So this is just a rumor, but I mean that could change stuff dramatically. I mean, people weren't happy. They were like, some people were saying Armor Wars without War Machine at the center feels like a completely different movie, which it does. I mean, what's the issue? I mean, I don't know if they just can't get the story right or what.
It shouldn't be that hard to get the story right, though. They still have several Iron Man villains they haven't used.
Several. I mean, Iron Man 3, we didn't even get a proper Mandarin. We didn't get a proper Mandarin until Shang-Chi.
What are we doing here?
Yeah. I mean, I know somebody was saying, like, remember when it was supposed to be a War Machine and Ironheart? And I forgot about that. I forgot that it was supposed to be about Ironheart and War Machine.
I feel like they should have just gone with those two.
Yeah.
Especially since Ironheart got her own show, but
right.
I think the show was good. Like, maybe a hot take, but I think the show was good.
Yeah.
But a lot of people didn't like it for whatever reason,
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it. It was okay to me. It wasn't bad. It wasn't. I mean, the worst show in the world. It wasn't bad. I mean, sometimes you swing and you miss. So whether that's a miss, I don't know. It certainly wasn't a home run, but
I mean, the thing about the show is that if it doesn't lead anywhere, that kind of hurts because it introduced Mephisto.
It did.
Like, that's
yes,
Mephisto.
It did.
So it kind of suck if it doesn't lead anyway, honestly.
It would. But yeah, I mean, if these rumors are true, I'm not sure how I would feel about rebooting Tony Stark. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it just depends on what direction they take with it. I I would say that. It just depends on what direction they take with it. Let me just say that. All right. So now, son, we're gonna move to our main topic, our main segment, which is covering the gaming industry news. It's our plan on the player topic. This one's probably not going to be as long as it usually is because we wanted to talk a lot about Comic Con, a lot of the things that happen at Comic Con. So we still wanted to get some gaming news in. So first up, Sony. Oh my God, Sony. Sega. Let me get that right. Sega. They came out and said that they're going to keep producing physical games. Son. So that means Sonic the Hedgehog will be physical.
Are we?
Yeah. It should. Because I know one of the things that they said, they were like, and I know for you younger folks, Sega used to make consoles. Sega Genesis and all that stuff there. Their president COO Shuji Otsumi, he's the one came out. He said, we originally started as a platform holder. So of course we continue to value our physical culture rather than abandon it completely. We're challenging ourselves to think about and develop the important aspects of digital alongside it. And so that's what I can get with. I know we've talked about physical games on every episode. We're only 3 episodes in, but we've talked about that on every one because for me, that's important to me. That's important to me. I know everybody don't feel that way. You have your own thing, cool. But for me, physical is so important because like I've said time after time, is about ownership to me. I mean, when you get that physical copy, it's nothing like it in your hand, knowing that this is mine. You know, this is mine. And he also noted they're a console manufacturer. They make consoles. So, and I think that, and I praise him for saying that because it's like a lot of people, they're kind of,
Forgotten that.
Yeah. A lot of people forgot that. Like I said, back when I was growing up in the 90s, it was Sega, Genesis, Super Nintendo. That's where we were. Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Everybody else was fighting for third. No doubt. It was Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. That was 1 and 2. Now, whichever one you want to make 1 and which one you want to make 2, that was at your discretion. But it was 1 and 2. Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. And we realized this conversation is far from over. I mean, because it's a debate, basically, whether digital or physical. But I'm glad one of these kind of another big game maker came out and said, hey, we're gonna still support physical. And I appreciate that. Because it's, this coming at a time when like a lot of companies, they're embracing the all digital. But Sega, they're continuing to offer options for players. And that's important. That's important because that at the end of the day, that's all we want. We want options.
I think that just boosted Sega a little bit,
You know what? It probably did. Because we know that we can still get a new Sonic game. It's going to be physical. But that's just like, I really appreciate him saying that. Now, on to another head of gaming, Amazon head of gaming, Jeff Gaddis. This man came out and said he has a solution for the rising cost of console gaming. But let's be honest, nobody wants that. But we'll hear him out. This is what he said in an interview with BBC. They asked him about the future of gaming because the next gen consoles are going to be past $1,000. So he said that he acknowledged how important consoles are to the industry as a whole, but he noticed that it's an untapped market beyond traditional consoles. That Amazon Games, they've been trying to reach that. This is what he said. He said there are somewhere between 2.5 and 3 billion people who play games around the world, but only a fraction of those own dedicated gaming hardware. As the hardware becomes more expensive and as streaming technology continues to improve, I think you'll naturally see more people asking whether they actually need that dedicated device. Okay, here's a couple things on that. He said only a fraction of those own dedicated gaming out of 2.5 to 3 billion people who play games. Sir, what is the fraction that you're referring to? Are you talking about half of people, a third of people, an eighth of people?
Even then,
2/5 of people?
That would still be millions of people.
Yeah, definitely. I guarantee you there are more people that have dedicated gaming hardware, aka consoles, than there are people that are playing wherever he's trying to say. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, what are you trying to say? I know he's saying like on Amazon Games. I guess that's what he's talking about, like streaming. When he says streaming technology continues to improve, I think he's talking about more people are coming to like Amazon Games or something like that. No. Somewhere without a console. Give me a break, man.
No, he's just coping for himself at that point, because as we said yesterday, Germany and I, we tested out that little streaming on gaming platform, right?
Okay.
Played Guardians for a little bit. It was terrible. The game itself was fine, but it kept stuttering. The screen just kept randomly going black for a couple seconds. And trying to play on your phone, the controls on your phone were awful.
Yeah. And this is what he's saying. That is going to be the next thing. He said our business, it isn't predicated on replacing consoles. Historically, cloud gaming has been a little bit of a solution in search of a problem. Consoles, for the most part, have been relatively inexpensive until now, which I agree with. So our business is more about reaching more players and expanding the market, not trying to get people to give up their consoles or PC gaming, because you can't people will not go straight to that. I mean, for him, okay, cloud gaming is an option. He believed that as technology around cloud gaming continues to advance, Amazon, they can capitalize on the market, right? But here's the thing. This is interesting because of the context of cloud gaming. Because PlayStation and Xbox, they have their own offerings, and it appears to be successful for their business, right?
Very.
Think about this. Google Stadia shut down in 2023. Amazon Luna, it folded into Prime subscription service 2025. So console gaming, it is getting more expensive because Nintendo Switch is gonna increase the Switch 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. Everybody's going up. Steam Deck got a price hike. Steam Machine, yeah. But cloud gaming, it's not reliable. It's not reliable because it depends on the internet stability. Let's just say if your internet go down, can you game on cloud gaming? No. You will not be able to game. If the internet goes down, yes, PlayStation stuff, they depend on the internet stuff. but there are games that you can play, especially if they're physical. Well, you can do it with digital gaming too. But my point is, this is this is a non-starter for me. Cloud gaming, like the internet goes down, then you're done. You can't game.
Okay, at least power goes down, internet goes down.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, power goes down, you ain't gonna be able to game either way.
yeah, but imagine like you have your Switch or something. Like
True.
a Switch can still you can still game on Switch. You might not be able to play it
True.
online, but like you
Okay.
can play like Legend of Zelda, Mario, Pokemon, something like that.
True. True. And it's not to say that cloud gaming can or won't ever be viable. It's just like there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I mean, especially for reliability and stability, because you got to ensure there's no latency and I don't want to be in the middle of the game and the internet goes down or something. Let's just say like we have Spectrum. What if Spectrum goes down? It's like, oh man, you can't play at all. So it's a lot of work that needs to be done in that. I I don't understand him thinking that more people would be interested in doing this versus having a console. But he's speaking like a guy that's a head of a company, so that's his job to kind of sell us on that. Not working here because that's a non-starter for me. That is not. I have absolutely zero interest in that, like, at all. But hey, to each his own. To each his own. All right. Let's move on to the next story. Now, Rockstar Games co-founder Dan Houser, and this is another. He was talking about physical media and everything like that. So he came out and he said that if people want physical, then the company should provide it. And I agree. Of course, I agree. He said this. He was at Comic-Con and he said, I don't know that I care, but if people want that, I think companies should provide it. But I don't know that I personally care. To each his own. Like he's saying, he's not going on one side or the other. He's like, me, it doesn't matter. But I think if the majority of people want that, then, provide it for them. He said, I also think that as critical as people are of digital releases, the ability to update and fix problems in games has been really useful for the quality of games. Yes, it has. But I think that you've been, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's something that they can do whether it's physical or digital.
Yes, but I think it does require like more effort to do it on a physical disc.
Maybe it goes a little deeper than I'm thinking. I'm thinking since you got the dish, you just pop that sucker in and it start updating or something like that. I don't know.
No, because it can't. You have to pop it in. That's what I think I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it can't just be
Okay.
offline and
Yeah.
playing something else. Like that disc has to be it.
Okay, I see what you're saying. It's kind of like when they update when you're not playing the game and everything, and then it starts kind of like updating in the background or something like that. Like when you go to it, it starts updating. Like your console have the games that are updating in the background. Okay. But yeah, I agree with them. If the majority of people say that, then provide it. But it's falling on deaf ears. I mean, you got to think that some of these are heavy hitting developers who have came out and said kind of, keep physical. The Nier, I didn't know that Nier creator, Yoko Taro, he came out and said something. Of course, Hideo Kojima said something. Ubisoft, their head, he said, Yves Guillemot, he came in, he said to keep physical. So there are a couple of them that still want physical, and I'm surprised. And like we talk about, Sony's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. They don't care. They are going to do what they said and stop physical January 2028. Now, and I'm going to say this, and I promise we're not going to be doing the whole physical versus digital every episode. This is just something that hits me to the core. And these are a couple articles that I came across, and I was like, okay, these are interesting. So, but it's not going to be, oh, they always talking about that. No, we're not going to always talk about that. It's just interesting. Something that I found interesting that, especially with Jeff Gaddis saying that, but it was like, at the end of the day, nobody wants that. Nobody wants it. All right. So, and finally, son, God of War. Two things on that. God of War Lofty, they have a release date of January, February 16th, 2027.
Which is technically, not even technically, it is less than a year away.
Oh yeah, it's less than a year away. That is, if I'm what, 5-6 months.
So it's
Something
not
like
a long time. It's not a long time.
No, it's not. And think about this. These are the games that are dropping in February because everybody's running away from GTA 6. Nobody wanted to be around in November, not even December, because GTA 6 releases like November 18th or something like that. So in the middle of November. So people are going to be playing that the rest of the year and probably into January. So I think all those people, all those gamers, not gamers, but like the developers and everything, they were like, you know what, we need to find a sweet spot. In February, it looks like that sweet spot because listen to this, Persona 4 Revival.
That's also dropping in like January?
No, February.
Really?
Fable, the reboot, February. Tomb Raider, Legacy of Atlantis, February. February is going to be pretty packed for new games. It's going to be pretty packed. And I think, like I said, I think that's where they settled in on the sweet spot. Of course, people still going to be playing GTA 6. It's GTA 6. But I think at that time, it'll kind of die down a little bit because people have like 3 months since launch of that to kind of be like, okay, I'm ready for something else.
Yeah.
And out of all those games that I said in February, Lofty is probably the one I'd be looking more forward to. I mean, Fable, but we'll see how that goes. Tomb Raider, Legacy of Atlantis. Yeah, that'll probably be number 2. But God of War Lofty, that'd be the one I would be looking forward to. And on God of War, there is a new God of War that's been announced, starring Kratos, of course. No release date on that one, but yeah, that has been announced to be coming, and I think it's gonna follow up the events at the Lofty game,
or it could take place during.
Yeah. I mean, all they say is that it directly connects to the events of the Lofty game, and I'm like, man, okay, that's pretty
For all we
quick.
know, Kratos could die and go be with Lofty in that little realm place she's in.
Yeah. The story of where they take this is going to be interesting. Sony Santa Monica, their lead Cory Barlog, he kind of slipped up and let that go. He said that the director, this is what he slipped up and said. He said the director of the next Kratos game earlier this week about all different things that are going on, and then he caught himself. He said, "Oh, bleep! Did I just announce the next Kratos game?"
Oh, yeah, he did that on an accident, right?
Yeah,
on the accident.
Yeah, on accident.
Right.
Yeah. No, he did. He did say this. He said Kratos is in another game immediately after this that directly connects to the event of the Lofty game, but don't say anything about it to anyone. That's what he said. He said they're going in some amazing directions. So I think that's going to make a lot of people it's gonna make a lot of people happy because it'll be like interesting to see where the Luffy story goes and then where Kratos' story goes, like you mentioned after that.
I feel like this is the Spider-Man Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2 kind of situation, you know?
It,
Because with the Miles game, that came out like a little bit after Spider-Man 1, you know, the Insomniac games,
mm-hmm.
that was originally supposed to be a DLC,
Oh,
but they decided to flesh it out a little bit and turn it into a full game. And then Spider-Man 2 came out a year or two after that game.
hey,
So what I think is that it's a similar situation to that, where Luffy was probably originally going to be a DLC, but they decided to flesh it out into its own fully fledged game.
yeah,
And like a year or two after Luffy releases, the
mm-hmm.
Kratos game is going to release. Who knows
Mm,
where that's going to go?
yeah. Hey, man. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And all right, that'll wrap up our gaming segment, our panel of players segment. Let's move on. Let's get into a little bit of our pitch it in 60, a little fun segment. We're gonna pitch a game idea and kind of discuss it. So, son, go ahead and get us started and pitch it in 60. Go ahead and pitch something out
I
there.
got two to start off with. All right.
Okay.
First one, going back old school, just like with my first one with the Thundercats beat 'em
My
up.
man.
Give me a Voltron beat 'em up.
Ooh.
You know how Rita Rewind is?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
how you can fight as the Zords too?
Yeah.
Give me something like that, but with Voltron.
I like
Like
where
that.
you're going. I
And
like
the
where you're
Voltron
going.
movie is coming out soon. And just like with the He-Man, when the He-Man movie came out, give us a beat 'em up like they did with the He-Man movie.
Yeah. Hey.
Secondly,
All right.
give me a free roam Dragon Ball game.
Ooh.
Like I'm talking completely free roam.
Completely free roam.
Completely.
I mean,
Like
we talking about going all over? Can you go to Namek and everything like that? What we talking about? Earth-based?
probably. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I want. Like the Dragon Ball universe is massive, right? So obviously you're not going to be able to fly from one place to another.
Right? No.
But like you can use ships, Whis or something.
That's what I was about to say. You can use Whis.
Give me something like that. Because it just be fun just to go around the Dragon Ball universe exploring these places. Like I know Kakarot, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, it was probably the closest to what I'm thinking about. But it wasn't completely open world and free roam.
No, it wasn't.
Like it was more RPG based.
Yeah. Okay. I like this, huh? I like that. A Voltron beat 'em up. Yeah. Okay. All right. So my pitching in 60 would be it's simple. It's simple. And it's kind of like, you know what? It is. It's a crossover. I want a DC versus Marvel fighting game. Oh yeah.
We have not had one.
I want a DC versus Marvel fighting game.
Has there been any DC and Marvel crossover game?
Crossover game? No, not that I'm like 90% sure of that. I don't think so. I know they crossed over in the comics before a while ago, a long time ago.
No, they did a recent one, remember?
What, Marvel versus DC?
Not versus, but it was Deadpool and Batman. They had like a bunch of mini crossover stories.
But I'm saying in the game, in the video game.
Oh yeah, in video games, no.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about video games. I'm talking about I want a Marvel versus DC fighting game. You know? I want to see something like the Flash go up against Quicksilver.
I mean, Flash went in that, but
or something like that. You know,
I think
Superman and Thor going at it, you know,
I think
Batman and Iron Man, something.
something
Yeah.
interesting they could do with that too is the DLC characters could be the Fuse version of those characters.
Okay.
Like in the actual comics, they have multiple versions of DC and Marvel characters fused together. So I think that they could do that and like have other DC and Marvel characters.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'll
Like
be
imagine a
really
Doctor
interesting.
Fate and Doctor Strange fused together, or Superman and Captain America, Batman, Wolverine,
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Spider-Man and Nightwing.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I want. I would want a Marvel versus DC fighting game. Oh man. Oh boy. All right. Yeah. See, I don't have two like you. I have one because I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, man, you know what? That would be cool if we could get that. Don't think we will, but you never say never. Never say never. All right. All right. So now we're gonna move on. That was good, son. That was a good couple. We're gonna move on to our hot take arena. And so on this one, we just give a hot take on something. We don't take it personally because it is a hot take. So it is meant to kind of be like, oh boy. Ooh. So, son, you have a hot take to get us started off with?
DC is smacking Marvel in every way but movies and games.
Right.
Like,
Right.
sure, those two are probably the biggest things.
They are.
But besides those, Marvel doesn't have anything. And like and that's the only reason Marvel's even keeping up is because they're making more and better movies and games. But even then, with Clayface coming out, and as I said, I think that's gonna be better than Doomsday.
Yeah, I
And
like that hot
Superman
take.
and Superman was amazing, better than
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the stuff Marvel's put out in the last few years. Like there could be a turnaround for DC in the movies.
It
So
could be.
if DC takes the movies, Marvel will only have the games.
Yeah. Yeah. If DC is able to do that. If DC is able to do
Like
that.
just look at Comic Con and how many comics compared to Marvel DC announced.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we got Steel comic, a Vixen comic, Static comic,
Yeah.
Etrigan comic, Superman comic, 2 new Batman comics. Did Marvel even announce a comic?
Not sure.
Like I feel like Marvel's losing the fact that it's on comic books.
Yeah.
Like y'all make comics.
Yeah.
Y'all
I know
are
DC has been on comics hard. Now, before we talk about that, because we are going to talk about a couple of the comics that were released. Well, not released. I'm sorry, that were announced. But first, I'm going to give my hot take, and you just kind of hit on it. My hot take is next year, 2027, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, will be a better movie than Avengers Secret Wars.
I don't disagree.
That is my hot take.
I really don't disagree.
We're a year away from Superman releasing and a year and a half away from Secret Wars releasing. But as it stands right now, that's my hot take. I think Superman Man of Tomorrow will be a better movie. Not saying it'll sell more. Let's be clear. Not saying that it'll make more money, but I think the overall, it'll be a better film than Avengers Secret Wars. All right. That's where I'm at with that. But hey, we'll see. All right. We're going to move on to a quick little section. And because of all the, like you just pointed out, because of all the comic news that came out, the comic book news, we're going to call this one the Comic Corner. And this is going to be quick. We're just going to spend like a minute or two just kind of talking about the comics that were released. What? I keep saying released, sorry. That were announced at Comic-Con. So first up, we got Batman of Two Worlds. And it's going to be a brand new story. It's by Matt Fraction, and Javi Fernandez. And that sucker is going to release on Batman Day, which is this year, September 19th, 2026. And that is an interesting take on the comic because it's going to be the main Batman and Absolute Batman. Man, oh, absolutely. Because the premise of it is like it's going to be two Batmen, but one crime, right? So two Batmen, one crime. And it says that the mainline story is written by Matt Fraction and Javi Fernandez is the illustrator. And then the Absolute Batman, that was a real costume. Now, it said that it delivers a clever side-by-side comparative study. Both Batmen are confronted with the exact same criminal premise. A high-stakes bank robbery that uncovers deep-seated structural corruption. And now what it's saying is different because it's like, how do the two Batmen deal with this? You think?
Get Batman's whole thing is being violent without actually killing.
Right.
With
Right.
how current Absolute Batman does it,
Yeah.
it's pretty much killing.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, this is what Matt and Scott, this is what they both had to say. Matt says, he says, you have two different looks at Batman, the moral structures, the ethical structures, the political structures, a chance to put them side by side and see similarities and differences. The challenge of any Batman story for me, will he solve the problem, but how will he solve the problem? And Scott said, when he said the Absolute Batman story is a bank robber and is largely about, for us, it's not just how he takes down the criminals, but who the real criminals are behind it. And he said he kind of has to punch the wall down and go in. He's a force of nature, which we know that. And it said the mission is to show that what's special about each version and how they both have the same heart. So that's going to be interesting. I'm getting that. Yeah, I gotta get that. That is interesting, and people been waiting for it, like you said. So people have been waiting for that. All right.
Of it though, it doesn't sound like a direct, you know.
Right. It I don't think it's a team up because he's saying like it's two different stories, but they're solving the same crime. Okay. Cool. All right. All right. Now we're gonna move on because I'm kind of excited about this one. I think this is a very, very underrated character. Vixen, she's getting a new comic, and it's written by Stephanie Williams and Carrie Randolph. Now, Stephanie Williams, she's pretty much a veteran at DC. I know she's done work on a couple things there because she was and this was really recent. She became the first Black woman to receive an Eisner Award nomination for the best writer. That's pretty big time. And it was rumors that she had recently pitched the Vixen comic. Rumors start swirling like at the beginning of the year. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that because she's written for some of DC's like big hitters.
Super.
Yeah.
At Comic-Con, Tom King announced that he was handing over his comic run, his current Wonder Woman comic run, back to her. Stay far away.
I hear you. I care of you, son.
We don't want you back. You did enough damage. All right, Stephanie, welcome aboard. We are happy to have you.
Yeah, yeah, and it's been a big year for her too, man. She's had a pretty big year. And her best known things she did Nubia, which hey, a lot of people love that too.
And Nubia was a really good comic series.
Yeah,
So I have full faith in her and this Vixen, and while she's writing this new Wonder Woman.
yeah, yeah. And then while we're on that, Steel has a new comic book series coming out, and they just announced that it's not known if it's going to be John Henry Irons or Natasha Irons, which is his niece. So we don't know which way they're going to go with that because they just announced. They didn't announce anything else on it. So we'll keep our eyes out for that one, as well as a Static as well that's coming out. So we got some nice comics coming. Like you said earlier, I'm not sure Marvel announced anything. I didn't see anything. They may have, and I apologize if they did and we didn't mention it, but that was just a few. I mean, they announced some more, but we can't cover everything. We can't talk about everything. All right. Now, son, let's go to controller check. Yes, we talk about what we've been playing, watching, or reading. And I know where you're going with this on the plan. What have you been playing?
Of course, the Tokon beta. Every day, every night.
Absolutely.
Day out. I'll go play it right after this.
Right after record, he's jumping on it. And that is true. I haven't been playing, watching, or reading anything. I think I watched a little bit of the latest episode of X-Men 97 that I'm going to go back and finish. But that's for me, that's all I've been doing. I haven't been playing anything, but I was watching that. I got to go back and rewatch because I had to stop in the middle of it. So, kind of bummed out about that, but I finished that episode. All right, here we go. Our final segment, son. Continue or cancel. This is a segment we pick one franchise. It's movie, games, or comic. We decide if we're going to continue it. We get one that we continue and one that we cancel. So for me, I go first on this one, son. My continue would be Injustice video game. I need an Injustice 3 and I need that bad. I'm talking about I need that tomorrow. Can we make that happen? NetherRealm, can we make that happen, please? I mean, that's how we've heard. We've heard that it's been in the works for a long time. I need that to be reality ASAP, please. What's your continue, son? And then we'll go into our council.
We should continue Sonic Frontiers.
Okay.
The last Sonic mainline Sonic game that came out. Yeah, I think continue that. Because I've heard there's been rumors of a Sonic Frontiers 2 coming out, but absolutely nothing has been confirmed. And that was it's a mixed bag of a Sonic game, but I really enjoyed it. I would understand why some people didn't, because it is really kind of buggy at times.
Yeah.
But me personally, I enjoyed it.
Oh, okay. You said that was what again? Sonic Frontiers?
Sonic Frontiers came out. Shoot, how long ago?
That came out, I want to say 2021 or something like that. I could be wrong. Let's see.
2022.
2022. Yeah, it's about time for another one. Yeah. All right. And then what are we canceling, son? Go ahead. What will you cancel?
As I said before, always harder to cancel something than to continue it.
It is.
But I think it's about time to... Not a lot of series.
No, there's not. There's not.
Oh, I got one. All right. So right now in comics, right now in Marvel, the Spider-Man stories are god awful.
Okay.
Like right now, Mary Jane is Venom.
What?
Yeah, like right now, because this whole thing happened and blah blah blah. It's a bunch of stuff that was so just weird
Yeah.
that ended up with Mary Jane becoming the new Venom.
Oh
And
wow.
I think it's just time to like retcon all of that to be one bad dream or something, because it's a mess right now. Like, I don't like Carnage was a good guy. Let me say that. Like that's how you know it's kind of bad.
Oh wow. Oh, wow. Was he really?
It was temporary. It was
Yeah.
temporary, but he was still a good guy. Like I don't mind seeing a hero villain team up every now and then,
Mm.
but like I don't think that the villain they were fighting required Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage. I don't
Yeah.
think he was on that level.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, my counsel, and it's not so much of a counsel, but I think it needs to be reworked into something. And you know, I don't know if maybe I don't know how you would do it, but Mortal Kombat. Like I said, I don't think it'll cancel because it is so popular. So many people love Mortal Kombat, but I think it needs to be retooled or switched up or something like that. So I don't want to say cancel because, like you said, canceling is hard. That'd be kind of strong. But Mortal Kombat, I would say let's adjust it. Now, what that means, I don't know. But there's got to be some way, some storyline that you can switch up to make it like more. I don't know. I don't want to say more interesting, but more interesting. So there you have it. I'll say Mortal Kombat. And like I said, I didn't say cancel it, but just kind of retool it and think of some way. Maybe if it's, you know what, I'll say this. Maybe if we do it like a 3v3, like fighters or something like that, I think that'll, because like I said, well, like we said last week, Dragon Ball Fighters is arguably the best fighting game of all time. Yeah.
Very arguably.
Yeah. I think if we do it maybe like a 3v3 or something like that, or change it up a little bit like that, that'll probably kind of get me back interested in it. So, but all right, that's gonna do it. That will wrap it up today, son. How you feel?
I'm excited. I'm good.
All
Gotta
right,
go
yeah,
play Tokon.
man, look, we had some big news this week, and this is our longest episode. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, we just had a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot to talk about, guys. So as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to follow, comment, rate this episode, and feel free to leave a comment and let us know what you guys think. What was the thing that you were most excited about this week at Comic-Con? Leave us a comment on that, please. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and get out of here because my son, he's ready to go play Tokon. So from the panel to the player, the adventure continues. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week.